I can just, that same question I'll give you as assignment, I can just say record those transactions in two column card book, and it changes the whole thing. In that case, you cannot open the individual ledgers like how we have been doing. You have to open card book. It will be long, but both cash and this one. So assuming that, but if you buy something or do something, we don't pay with cash or bank, it doesn't come here. For example, maybe you bought goods on credit from maybe Ben. You cannot, that transaction will not come here because you didn't pay with check or you didn't pay with cash. So that one, you open the creditor's accounts. The purchase accounts will be debited, then the creditor accounts will be credited. That's how you have to do it. So you only record something here, whether when we are paying with cash or bank, or when we are receiving cash or bank, and that no something else should record. So if it's creditor, you don't record it here. So that's two column cash. When you look at three column cash book, then you have to do what called petty cash. So that is cash book. It's very simple to prepare. So look at, then there's one thing that you have to remember. Sometimes, whenever you see a transaction that affects both cash and the bank at the same time, then it is called contra transaction. So look at contra entry. So when you are doing accounting, say what is contra entry, or how do I understand the word contra entry in accounting? Oh, contra entry happens that when you are preparing cash book and there's a transaction which affects both bank and cash at the same time, that transaction is called contra entry. And when you record it, you write big C in front of that transaction. So if the transaction is a contra entry and you record and you don't indicate, don't write a big C in front of it, you use a mark. For example, this is an example of contra transaction. You can have something like deposited cash at bank. So you are doing cash book. Then they say that you deposited on 15th of the day, business deposited cash at bank. So you see that this transaction, it means that the money, the cash that they have in hand, they went to the bank to deposit. Normally, contract transaction, the money doesn't go out of the business. It is within the business, but we are changing the position. So if you scatter what on them, scare one some also. So you want to go and deposit some at the bank. So what is the entry? So here you see that at one point, all the two sides will be recorded at the same time with that transaction. We are going to deposit 1,000 Ghana cedis cash into our business bank account. So here, cash will be affected, bank will also be affected at the same time. It is different from this one. This is not a contract transaction. This one, that capital accounts was we put some money in the capital. This one is not contract transaction. We are talking about a situation whereby one transaction is only the accounts involved are cash and bank. Those are the two accounts involved. When you have a transaction, it is contra entry because we're doing cash book, and the question is such that one of the accounts have to be debited, one of the accounts have to be credited, and only cash. So when you see something like this, deposited 1,000 Ghana cedis cash into bank, it's a contra. Why contra? Because deposit. So we are going to deposit. So it means that when we come here, bank will be receiving from cash. So here, maybe it is on the 10th. So we put on the 10th. Then what is the transaction? We are going to deposit 1,000. So here we write cash. When you write cash here as the particulars, cash, then you go under bank and record 1,000 here. So that when we look at this, you know that, oh, okay, 1,000, we received this, bank received 1,000 from cash. But you have to also go to the same date. So you come here 10th. What is it? Bank. And a particular, you are going to write bank here. Then you write under cash 1,000. So here, when you fill, you have to write where the ledger folio is. You write C here. Then when you come to the bank transaction, where the ledger folio is, before you write C here. Meaning that the same figure will be recorded twice, but at the opposite side of the accounts. That's what we call contra entry. What it means is that bank is receiving 1,000 Ghana cedis from cash. So it's a contra transaction. the business has not lost anything. A honorary can also change of place of asset. We are out. You see the bank. So when you record 1,000 under cash here, it means that bank cash is reducing. We are crediting cash 1,000 and we are debiting bank 1,000. The same thing can be that we drew cash from bank. From bank, a contra entry. So if it's withdrew cash, the business or the owner went to bank to withdraw cash from bank. It's the same thing. I want to when you come, okay, bank is losing, bank is giving to cash. So when you come here, maybe on the 12th, so you put down the date here 12 and you write which one receiving. Cash is received from bank. So you write bank here, then you come here and write who's receiving. We want to withdraw cash. Okay, so cash in hands will increase. So let's say 700. We debit cash in the name of bank. Then you go to the credit side and say the same date 12. Bank will lose that amount. So you come here and write cash. Then you go under bank and you record 700, the same figure. So whenever there's a contract transaction, the same figure will be recorded twice. And that's why, but at opposite side, one will be at the debit side, one will be at the credit side. Then write C, signifying that it's the same figure recorded twice at the opposite side because it's a contract transaction. It is either bank is given to cash or cash is given to bank. That is what we call contra entry. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
I don't want to hear small today. Today they're big. But it's interesting. If you feel it's not difficult. If you know debit, that's what we have done. I took my time to do double entry. We are still applying double entry. I told you that double entry is the golden rule in accounting. What I talk of is the basic foundation in accounting. Every transaction that you are recording, you need a bit of double entry. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So the only thing that identify the accounts involved. Ask yourself, this and this, which one is giving? Which one is what? Receiving. Debit the one receiving, credit the one giving. That's all. And the same principle we are applying here. If you look at this card book, it's about debit and credit. But this one with a special way of what? Recording. So that is double card book. This 2-column card is simple. We have a 3-column card book. And how to balance the we are balancing of accounts. So how to balance and extract balance BD and CD from this. That's where the problem is. Somebody can do all the recording, but balancing can ultimately. So I'll take my time. I just want you to understand the idea of making recording in the card book first before we go to the other aspect. Up to this point, if you have questions, you can ask. If there's something you are not clear, let me know.
Please, Doc.
Yeah.
Please, about the labeling at the top, dates, particulars. Some books, instead of particular, they make it details. Is there any difference?
Yeah. No. You can use details and particular. Each of them, you can use any of them. So either details or particulars, we accept any of them. And please, it's because I can't write. That's why. Anytime you are writing, don't forget the currency sign. If you write that, there should be Ghana CD here. Always remember that. As accountant, don't write figures. Whenever you are writing amount, there should be currency sign. Indicate it. If you don't do that, you lose some mark. So anytime, wherever you have the amount such as GH, currency. So particulars or details, we accept all of them. Is that okay?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Good.
Hello,
Yes.
Doc.
Uh-huh.
Please, I also want to ask question. In terms of the double entry, when you purchase goods, maybe by bank or by cash, I know cash account will be open, then the purchases account. But at times I get confused of maybe the goods that they bought. I decide to create account for the goods. I don't know whether we have something like that, and the cash too.
You see, so
Instead of
when you
purchase.
ask your question, say that. So it means that let's say they purchase goods by
Yes.
cash.
Yes.
1,000 Ghana cedis. It's very simple. So you see, what you have to do is that they purchase goods, and you are preparing cash book. You are preparing cash book, and you see a transaction. They purchase goods by cash, 100 cedis. So as you say, what are the two accounts? It is between what purchases accounts and cash accounts. You know that. Which one is receiving? Purchase is receiving, cash is losing. So we are when you are preparing cash book, we are interested in only the cash transaction where to record out. So you come here, cash is given. So let's say it's on the 20th. You put down your date here, 20th. Cash is given to what? So the purchases is written here under the particulars or details. Write purchases here. That's all. Then you go to cash column and record 100. That's all. When we look at this, we know that we purchase goods with cash 100. That's all. We don't go and open the purchase accounts and also debit cash there. You can do that by bonus.
When it is maybe assets bought.
Is that first one?
Maybe they buy assets.
Yeah. Okay. Motor, maybe
like
they bought motor van.
Yes. So which account do I still create in addition to maybe by check or by bank?
When they say that they bought motor van or motor vehicle, the questions when I'm preparing card book always, because it is 2-column card book, the question will specify that they bought a motor vehicle 3,000 Ghana by check or by cash. But when you are doing card book and the question does not specify whether they bought it by check or cash, always take cash. As when the question is silent, it is the immediate mode of transactions is cash, unless otherwise stated that it is by check, use what? Cash. So like we're saying that if they say they bought motor vehicle by check 3,000, so here it's between motor vehicle and bank. If they bought it 3,000 with cash, it's between motor vehicle and what? Cash. So depending on, so all you need to do is that while they bought, it means that you are at the credit side, either bank or cash. Once you are going to buy, money is going out. So it is the recording will be at the credit side here. But what are we losing the money for? We are losing the money for the motor. So we write motor van here. That's all. Then if it's cash that we are using 3,000, you are done. That's all. If it's bank, you don't record here, you record it under bank. So when we look at it, okay, we lost 3,000, but it is in the name of motovan. So you go to motovan account, see that it will be debited in the name of bank or cash. What's the way a simple cry? Kuku cry. Come on, say, Madam, no, small nails. Say, with the dog, man, how cries it. You are wasting your time. It's so easy to that copy and paste. Oh, copy and paste. I know say you say how this one there. Bro. The answer to question. Remember, I said me some questions. I say simple, mommy do. I said I'm training. You say I said. I did we are training. I said I said you know.
Hey, no,
Okay. So now that with this, now let's go back to the whole thing. Let me clean this. Let's go back to the real thing. So now with this understanding, let's come here. So all that I am saying is what is in the slide. I'm giving you this one. So this is cash book. Then 2-column cash book. So how you can see the Word document, the screen, and my see them. So when you look at here, so you see you have your particulars, then you have the ledger folio column, then you have cash and bank. These are Ghana cedis are there. Then there's a double line. So here there's one side. So from here up to the bank is the debit side for both cash and bank. Then you see that this line here is the dividing one. Then we have the same thing repeating. So here they should have been date should have been here. It's an omission. So there's a date here. So if you have yours, I don't know, but just remember that there's a date you have inserted it in mind. You may not have it, but that empty space date. So see that the same thing repeating at the credit side here, date, particulars, letter folio, and cash. This is what we call two column tag. And you extend the lines straight. So look at this illustration. So as you see, this is how you see the following transactions of peace and love took place in the month of May. So these are and the requirement is that prepare the card book and enter the transaction in various ledger. So this question is different. This one, they want you to prepare the card book first. So when you prepare the card book, then they say post it. They want the other entries. So that's why we were talking about. If the question says prepare the card book, then you look at only the card book we pay. But the question is one, they say and enter the transaction in various ledgers. Once they have added this, mean that you cannot prepare only the card book and leave it. You have to go to this side and prepare the other individual accounts, like we were saying. So maybe between furniture that we bought in the card book, we record that we bought furniture, but you have to go and open the furniture and debit it. That's what we call that's the second part. But maybe the one in the exam, I don't think the exams one is prepare. We call a foreign transaction in the card book. That's it. So I didn't bring the one that I know now you know that one because you do similar thing like these individual ones. You do that one. There's a question that will make you do this one. So that's one to make you understand what a card. So, but so very simple thing. So this is double column card. So look at started business with cash at bank 800, 8,000, and in hand 2,000. So in between capital and so you come here, cash book, fees and lab, cash book. Then you open your date, particulars, ledger folio, the format. Then you start first May, capital, because bank receiving, cash also receiving from capital. So the first transaction, this is it. We record it. So now you look at the first question, May 1st. This that transaction. Capital accounts is given to cash and bank and record it. So that is very simple. How that one is clear. First transaction, nobody have to worry with that. May 1st. Is anybody having problem with that? Are you there? Silence means consent. It means that
Yes, we are there.
nobody's having problem. That is good. I like that. Now let's go to the second one. Second transaction. May 10th. What did they do? Pay rent by cash. 500. So here, you actually say, hey, pay rent. Okay, we are paying rent by cash. So cash will go out in the name of rent. So rent is receiving, cash is given. Then quickly you go to your credit side of cash. So look at this. 10th May. And then you put down your date, then the transaction or the particular detail. What are the details? It is rent that we are paying. How much? 500. Under what? Cash. Put it down. Simple. Blank, nothing goes there. Then you go to the next one. So yeah, I will say, I do this accounting crying for say. No, yeah, it's very simple, seamless. You need not to think. We backlog classes, which are the money we are making up post to. Even though I had no, it's not difficult. Look at this. Cash sales. This is what is this transaction like. Cash sales mean that it's like they so good for cash. It's what cash sales. Cash purchases, cash. It means that they so good for cash. So this one, in between what and what? Yes. Someone to tell me cash sales. What is it? Explain to me. How are you going to do that? After accounts, we got cash sales.
Cash and sales
The-
account.
It's between cash and sales account.
Who is receiving and who is giving?
Cash receiving and sales is giving.
So in the cash book, what should I do?
So at the debit side, you
Okay,
you debit with sales 2,000.
good. So that is right. So cash sales, we can cash sales. So it's a 15 sales under cash 2,000. You are done. Then go to this one, 18th. This is what we're talking about, contra entry. When you're doing cash book and it's here where contra entry, you need to know that contra transactions are transactions that affect both cash and bank at the same time. So here, withdraw cash from bank for business use. Thousand. We are going to do so here. Cash is receiving from bank. So bank is giving, cash is receiving. So when you come and look at 18th. So 18th, cash is received because the is kept from the bank. So cash in hand, cash is receiving from bank. So under debit side of cash, you record 1,000. Then you go to the same 18th and that you write cash. Then go to bank, credit it. So you see the same figures. Then write C in front of them, meaning that they are contra entry. So you go on and on and on. So that is that. Now you can follow this and do the rest. So when you go, take your time and go through. So purchases goods by check, pay salary by cash, bought furniture by check, receive dividend by check. So you are receiving dividends by check. 30. Ask yourself, there are two accounts involved. Dividend receive accounts and bank account. Which one receiving? You are receiving dividend by check. So check bank is going to receive. So you go to the bank column, dividend, you write it here. Then you debit bank 3,000. Then credit to go to dividend receiver. That is that. Very simple. So this is how to make recordings in cash. Now let's assume that you have made the record. The balance. How do we now balance the accounts on the tribal balance BDs? So let me go to the whiteboard and do the illustration. Or if you have question before that one, you can ask. How now the recordings in the tribal in the card book is clear for everybody. Madam small. How are you going today?
Oh, it's okay.
This one there is I'm happy to this one there. Card book. It will take card book Biana. Now you can prepare card book. The card book. And yeah, the book normally it's a very big book. When you see the personal accountant, a very big one. And the reason that is big is that part will be recording card transaction, part will be recording what? The bank transaction, book debit and credit. And they are in the same book. And it normally help accountants because they feel now compare separate book for cash only transaction, separate book for bank only transaction. So that's like a cash book. And it's 2 column. I'll tell you what will bring the 3 column. But once you do, if you understand the 2 column, the 3 column we don't even teach. A simple trick, then you are there. So that's why I'm doing much on this one. Now let's go to the after you have made all the record, you have to extract balance BD and CDs. And that one sometimes some people get a bit confused because you can do all the recordings. But when it comes to the balances, so let me do this thing again. So let's say cash book. What do you see on the screen?
Cash book.
Okay, I wanted to be sure. So let's assume that this is my cash book. What I'm coming to do now is not about the recording, but now I know that when you have your date here, it's about how to balance. Some people get it so you have your particulars here. So let's assume that there's a particulars column. I'm just making things simple. There's the cash column and there's the bank column. Good. So you have bank column like this. You have your cash column like this. This is all that I need to do. Then you have particulars and date. This is the credit side. Let's assume that we have bank column here. We have cash column here. We have our particulars here. I am just leaving the ledger folio as. Then we have our date here. Date. Okay. Let's say okay. So let's assume that you have our card book like this. Good. So this is the card book. This is a double line indicating that this is the middle of the card book. So we have credit side here, and we have debit side here. Okay. So let's assume that this one to this is the date column. This one to let's assume that we have made recordings. So let me write figures here. I'm just writing it just because I want to dwell on the balancing. So here there is 400 here. Here there's 700. Here there is 200. Then we have 1,000 here. Here there is 750. Maybe here there is 900 here. Good. And don't forget there will be their corresponding items in narration, maybe the particulars, maybe rent, purchase, those items over here. I'm interested in the figure. Then here too, maybe you have your capital being here, we have 800 under cash, we have 1,400 under bank. Here at time we receive 3,000. Maybe at a point we receive 700. Yeah. Then we have 400 here. We have 850. Yeah. We have 1,200 here. We have, let's say, 600. Let's assume that we have their narration or their items here. Those things that is bringing out this figure. I hope you understand. You are following what I'm doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's assume that you have a normal question that you have read and you have posted and you have something like this, and you have filled the transaction, recording all of them. Now you have to balance the accounts. The cash book must always, you have to balance it and extract the balance BD and CD. So when you get here, you have to be very careful because some students, from my experience, I know some people can do it, but when it comes to the balance extracting, but they can become confused. Now you see that when we are balancing the account, we apply the same rules as where they are when we are balancing the account, the same thing. So take your time. If you take cash column, deal with cash column alone. So this cash column, you see, debit side for cash and credit. So you double rule this one like this. So here and here. Cash column, I'm under cash. So I'll go to the cash side, do it one by, if you are doing with cash first. So I'm doing cash. So I do this. I don't know which side which is bigger. So let's do the calculation. Total them for me. Total the debit side of cash and the credit side of cash. Somebody should do that for me. So somebody should total credit, somebody should total debit and give me a figure. So you have
The debit side is 5,400.
the debit side is what?
5,400.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But the second figure is 3,000, right? Or
We have
300.
800, 300, 400.
Then you made it 3 zeros, please.
This one is 3,000, huh? This one 3,000.
So it's 5,400.
Okay, 3,000. Okay, so we have, so don't, when you do that, don't put it here. Write it somewhere. 5,000 what?
400.
Okay, 5,400. Don't write it there. Just we don't know. I always say when you are balancing accounts and you are not sure. That is the debit side of cash. Let's go to the credit side of cash. So this is the credit side of cash. Total it and let's see.
2,100.
2,000.
100.
2001. Okay, like this. So now you see that still on the cash. Finish this before you go to the bank. Don't rush. Because if you don't take care, you are going to get confused. Because so now we have not touched anything on what bank. We are dealing with cash. So we had the debit side of cash being 5,400. Credit side being what 2,100. So obviously we know that which side is bigger for the cash.
The debit side is bigger.
So we use that figure. So we come here, 5,400. That will be the totals. Then you come to another cash column here, 5,400 here, like this. So these are the total. But we know that this side when we total is 2,001. So that means something needs to be added here to make it, and that is why. So you come here, date, and I always say that the ending of the month, that is 31st. Let's assume that 31st May. So write 31st May here. And the particulars, you are going to write what? Balance
CD.
Good. Balance C/D. So balance CD. So what is the balance CD for cash here? How much do you need to add to the 21,000 so I get 5,400? What will be the balance CD?
3,300.
3,000.
300.
300.
3,300. Like this. As soon as you do this, then you come to down here and write, see the date. That will be what? First what?
1st June.
1st June. Like this. Then you come under particulars, then you write balance. Balance what?
BD.
BD. And this balance BD is under what? Under cash. Under cash, how much?
3,300.
300. This is one side. So you have finished with that of cash. So you are now going back to do what? That of bank. So now you see how we have done it. Now you come to bank. Now bank, we have debit and credit. So the same thing. So you are now coming to close bank also, the bank column. So that one is the same process. And then the credit side of the bank. So go to the credit side and total that one. So now let's total the debit side of bank. And give me the figure on the credit side.
3,550.
The debit side, 3,550.
Yes.
Obviously, I know that will be bigger. So 3,550. But if you are in doubt, please just put it somewhere and go and total the other side too. So here too we what? 3,500 and what? And 50.
And 50.
Good. But we know that when you total the credit side of bank, what do you get?
2,000.
2,050.
So what will be the difference? The balance CD difference is what?
1,005.
1,005.
5. Yes.
So 1,105.
I got
Yes.
2,500.
Where are you?
2,500.
Here is 3,550 minus 2,100. What do you get?
Hey,
3,550 minus 2,100. Do that.
1,500.
Exactly 1,500.
1,500.
So here you don't go and write another balance CD under down here. No, because you have put down the date here, 31st, because we balance it the same day. the same day. So 31st December or 31st May, balance CD, the same line. You don't go and write another balance CD beam. You use this one. The balance CD is what? 1,500. But this one under what? Bank. So 1,500. When you come here to first June and no, it's already there. 1st June, balance BD. The cash own is this, but the bank balance BD will be what? 1,500. You see that they are on the same. So it's very simple. There is it. This ends the whole thing. So when you finish, see that the balance CDs are here for the two. These are their balance CDs. And it's on 31st, it's the same thing. Their corresponding balance BDs are on Thursday, the same thing. That is it. Very simple thing to do. But sometimes you can have bank overdraft. Yes, somebody raise a hand. Ask your question.
Sir, please, is it possible that we can have the balance CD for cash and bank at the opposite side? Maybe
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was why I was coming to. You can have bank overdraft where you spend more than you had to have in the bank. It's possible. So that's where the confusion, because sometimes we will balance and you see that like this, the bank, the cash, the debit side is bigger than the credit side. So let's assume that this same question. But when you finish, this one is okay. For the bank, it is 5,400. And here it's also so the difference. So this one, the balance CD is at credit side, no problem. But the bank, let's assume that when we finish, here is 3,000, 3,350. But the credit side is, let's say, 5,000. Let's assume that the credit side only 2,000 is 5,000. But the debit side, the money in the bank is 3,000. In that case, we cannot use this one as the balance. We can't use this. So let me see if I can get eraser. No, I'm not getting. If I do, everything will go. So let's assume that we cannot use. So in this case, we have to use the 5,000 as the closing balance. So in that case, when I come here, just look here. And the bank, for the total for bank, we have to use the 5,000 here. So I write 5,000 here. Then we come here, credit side, you have to write 5,000 here, because that's the bigger value. But you see that the credit side is bigger. 5,000 is here. Here is not up to 5,000. So when you are balanced, you see that for the cash, the bigger side is here. So the balance CD is here, correct. But here, the balance CD will be dashed. There will be no balance CD here. But for bank, because this side is bigger than this one, the balance CD, you have to come here and write 31st, let's say May. There will be another balance CD here. That's over. I mean, there's a bank overdraft. So balance CD, but here under cash, and the cash is dashed. But here, then subtract the 3,500 from 5,000. What do we get?
1,450.
1,450. 450. So you see that there will be one balance CD, and when you come here, it will be here. You come here and say 1st June. 1st June balance BD. Balance BD. But this balance BD will not be under cash, but rather under what? Bank. 1,450. So what is going to happen is that this balance BD LCD here for cash alone will come to corresponding here. The balance BD. That is positive. But here, the balance CD is at the credit side because the credit side is bigger than the debit side. So the difference for bank came here. So the balance CD for the bank is here. And therefore, a corresponding BD will go to the opposite side, which is what? This. So yes, when you are balancing, the difference can go to opposite. It's not always that all the balance BD or CD will go to the credit side and they come here. but it can go to the opposite side. That is how to balance transaction. So that is that. How is clear?
Yes, please.
Good. No, all you need to do is to take your time and record. So now let's look at. So now when you look at this one here, so after making all the recordings, all you need to do is that you total the there is when you take cash, total the cash 5,000 here, 5,000 here. But the difference here is what when you add this and this, it is 300 and this one 800. So subtract 800 from 5,000, 4,200. So see there's a 31st May. Look at the balance CD 4,200 for cash. Then it will come here. This one is wrong. This date. Why? This one should have been what? June. So June 1st. So when you are, oh yeah, you know, if you don't know what you are doing here, and that's why sometimes we are when they are printing a mistake in a book. But if you really know what you are doing, whenever there's a mistake, you'll be able to identify it. How we are what I'm doing? Are you following?
Yes, Doc.
Yes,
So
please.
so the correction, you should be able to identify that no, this is June 1st. So you see that if the balance CD is here, 31st May, balance CD is this year. How come so bad? Was it the same 31st of May? No, it is 1st June. Sometimes when we made the book and we are giving to them the typing, they don't understand, so they just type anything. So it's supposed to be 1st June. The balance BDs are always at the first, and the CDs are at the end, that's at the first. So that is that. So 1st June, the balance BD, put it there. That's it. Now, when you finish, you go and take bank column. So for bank column, total bank, total like this. So you see that here, the balance CD is also at this place. And you see that we didn't write another balance CD. So it's the same line, May 35th, balance CD 1, and the cash is here, and the bank, they are all their balance CDs. When you come to the balance, the 1st January once, balance BD, what is under bank? And you have ended it beautifully. So who ends up CD 100. Which channel are you connected to? Come and test it.
Hey,
Hey, when you win, you are okay. Hey, that's what I said. It's not possible to say. I can copy and paste now.
Oh, it is possible.
I said, you are be tell. Hey, I said, when you win, I said, I thought you could go this. I said, it's so. I don't see. I said, it's so simple. What we learn like this is so simple, but as I'm not I can start work. You have 2 hours. Now, but for you,
And that is in the tension. Yeah, every day.
who baby? Oh, I said, I want this to be great. You want to that? That's a new thing. So I don't say, oh, if you for money and before, you have no more demons. How come? You also move here. Everybody. Okay. Now, by this time, it will be for card question coming that balance. You said that you can play with this one.
Yeah, management to phone your mobile.
Oh, wait there. Wait, management to account to AI. It's I don't see clear. Move down. And I'll give you the material so that you can read. When you are there, accounting is something like it's about rules and principle. And you but this one, don't go and chew. Don't go and commit these figures to memory. Because the same question can come, but the figures will be different. You have to understand the principle in making recording in cap. That's all. And once you get it, no matter how the question comes, you'll be able to pose the answer. That is it. Okay. So now, I know. Let's go now. Your column card book is done. We don't have problem with that. Let's go to three column card book. Somebody's microphone is on, so that's why I hear myself. So just mute all your microphone. So that's okay, good. So now that we have finished with the double column or two column card book, let's go to the three column card book. And the three column card book, before we can, the difference between the three column and two column card is very simple. So let me come to my blank listing. That's where I want to do the illustration for you to understand it there first. So this is what to prepare three column card book. It's the same as the two column, but only that this time we are introducing what we call discount column. So three column card book. Let me say three or double or triple. Point another actual blue. Let's say column hash book. So let's say we are right. We are preparing three column hash book. Just watch the difference between the double and the three column. So the same format. Format is the same. The value is the same. There is no change in value. Do you remember that song when we're changing the money? The value is the same. The same thing. So you need your date. You need your details or your particulars. If you like, you need your ledger folio. Can bring it. But this time, you will need what you call discount. So that is the new thing that is called discount column. Anytime I'm preparing three column card, there will be discount. Then you have your cash and you have your bank. Always let the cash come first. Don't go and do bank and cash. When I'm preparing the cash book, bring the bank first, then bring the cash first, then bank. So when you finish, you can rule your lines neatly. You power for ruler bra. Over here, you can rule your lines neat. But you see, this time there's something making a three column. So this is what we call three column card. Hey, right. So we have bank here, bank. We have cash. We have discount. We have ledger, folio, particulars, then date. So you see, it's almost the same. So this is my double line here. This is the middle of the two thing. So you see, we have date, the credit side. Still, we have the credit side, and this will give it the debit side. So we have the date, particulars, then we have discount. So discount. So we have one of them is discount receive, and one is discount allow. So discount receive. So this is discount allow. This is discount allow column. And the one at the payment side is discount receive. Discount receive. So that is the whole thing. So we have discount column making the three column. So you want to talk three column. It's just like the two column cash with bank and cash. And we are introducing discount column. Yes, tell me.
Please, I'm confused.
Hey,
With the discount allowed and the discount received at the opposite side. Discount allowed, I understand we are allowing discount, so we are giving out. And
yes.
discount receive, we are receiving. So
Uh-huh.
why is it that discount receive at the credit side but not at the debit side?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Hey, go. Please hold on. Okay. Hey, I'm teaching, so go. No, I don't connect. I have not. So they are picking it at that. So let me see. Let me finish. I'll look at it for you. No. Hey, I said go. I'm teaching. All right. So let's continue. So the question you ask, this can allow and this can receive. Let me use illustration for you to understand. When you have, let me put it this way. If somebody owes you, or let's say we owe somebody 1,000 Ghana cedis, we owe somebody and we promise the person that, or you promise the person, oh, I'll come and pay you at the end of the month. So Nipan said 4 weeks time that you go and pay. But 1 week you got the money and you are going to pay the person. You are going to pay the person, remember. So when you are going to pay, let's say you are going to pay by cash. What will be the recording? Say you credit cash, right?
Yes, please.
Good. So when you go to the person's house, let's assume that we took this 1,000 to the person's house. And the person said, hey, Ben, we are bringing the money too early. So for paying early, instead of you to pay 1,000, oh, you pay 800. I'm giving you 200. So that 200 that the person is giving to you, is it the discount allow or discount that you are receiving?
Discount I'm receiving.
Good. The discount that you are receiving. But you can only receive discount when you are going to make payment. Discount receive always go with payment, because when you are going to pay somebody, that the person has the power to give you discount. And always the discount that you receive, when you add it to the amount that you pay, it should be equal to the total amount that you were owing the person. And discount you can only allow somebody discount when you are receiving the money from somebody. That's when you can allow. So in accounting, you see, look at this thing. 1,000 Ghana, let's say if we took 1,000 Ghana, now we are paying 800 instead of 1,000. So the date, let's say on the 2nd, I was owing my creditor 1,000. So I'm going to pay, can we 1,000. If I didn't get any discount, I'll record 1,000 or the 1,000 here. By natural fact, it said, no, I'm paying early. So I should pay 800. So it is the actual 800 that you record here as actual cash you are paying. But you have to record discount that you receive here, 200. So when auditors come and they look at it and say, but you were owing Ben 1,000. You say you have finished paying. Oh, okay, this is it. Okay, you pay 800 and you receive a discount of what? 200. Always the discount received should be recorded, should go with the payment. And that is also to the point that when you receive discount received bring in money. So you took 1,000 there, but you are bringing cash of 200 in the house. So it's your accounting treatment that you debit cash 200 and you credit discount received 200. And that's why discount received is having a credit balance, because it's an income, it brings in cash. Anytime you receive discount received, and that's why I said that when we were doing the double entry, I said, what about the discount received, commission received, interest received? It doesn't mean that you are going to credit that particular account. That interest discount that you are receiving is bringing in cash. So it is the cash. So this cash account will be debited 200, because in the name of discount that you are receiving. But the discount received is in cash book. You have to record it at the payment side, because You only receive discount when you are going to make payment. And any time you add a discount that you received to the actual amount that you paid, you should get a total of what you ought to have paid. 1,000. Are you getting it now?
Mm,
So who said it makes sense?
yeah.
So it's not about just the word receive and allow. That there's a principle, there's a rationale behind it. So any accountant or auditor come and they look at your cash book and you have prepared 3 column cash book and there's a discount received, any amount that you have recorded here, it means that they will understand that you pay an amount which is less than what you were supposed to pay. So in the question, we will tell you that and this they paid somebody some amount less 5% discount. All you need to do is that where 5% of that total amount that you're supposed to pay, it means that you are not going to, you don't have to record the total amount at the cash column. You have to indicate that 5% of the amount is discount. So is it discount that you are receiving or discount that you are allowing? It is discount received when it is attached to payment. A discount allowed when it's attached to cash that you are receiving from your customers. These are the things that you need to understand. Discount receive and discount allow. Management for some follow.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Management for credit for accounting for me misamo cry. Hello, accounting in your management in the cry.
I tell you.
Hey, so learning. I just say yeah, but as I people are matured. You see, most I do a commission they are check. Yes, I'm a bone, but I don't say a chat. And now you are a family man or family woman. Nipa baako, oba adwuma, oba you come and prepare food. Akra, you have a baby you attend to.
Oh.
You have ufa buku kra, bi wako ufa buku na akra na je from some. Ono onim de ekoso.
Yeah, the homework and bro.
Now your homework. And I just want to cover that so papa so it's a baby. So I understand perfectly. So sometimes when we are dealing with you, we understand some of all these things. Even if the normal regular 100 in money, they don't have any responsibility. If you don't have money, you call home. And come this not I will not get this come I really never but I'm saying my 2 just one I just want to understand. That is it. Yes, I come I cry. God no I understand some way be now as a family man, they will be crying during the bus school fee your son will be there. No quiet. Another headache on its own. Now, so I accounting.
Again is your dog.
Accounting.
Dog. Dog is not easy. 20 years ago.
Oh, so but if you do this for about 4 months and you say nature the program near time plan consistent, yeah, guess I want to teach you accounting. Either you know, a better cry. Kakra I was at least the accounting the money be about any so okay. So now that is it. So after the 3 column card book, it is only the discount that is the difference. The remaining 2, the rest are the same as the 2 column. So if it's discount received, you require on the credit side. If discount allow, it come to our debit side. That's all. So let's now go back to the main question. I use that one too. Okay, so it's English. I'm teaching. No quality. You can. Wait. Let me finish the teaching. I'll do for you. Okay. So now let's look at our question. Let's look at the main question. Now, so I've explained almost everything that you need to do. So you just take a question and try to show them talk. I'll give you a question. Let's try to. So you see that the format date, particularly cash, bank, discount. You see that here they brought a discount at the end. It doesn't matter. You can also bring it before the cash and bank. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is that show the discount columns. Mhm. So sometimes they will not indicate discount allowed. It's only discount, but you should know that the discount here is at the receiving side, and therefore that is discount allowed. Because when somebody is coming to pay you money, that's where you allow the person discount. And that is that. So now let's make this recording in the books. So you see that April 1st April, balances brought forward. So this one is that you should write up the 3 column cash book of this person and enter the transaction in the appropriate ledger. So you do and record. But we are interested in the cash book recording alone. So 1st April, that you see that balances brought forward. So when you say the balances brought, then they are doing balance BD in the accounts. This one is not debit credit. That's go copy and pay them. So you see that cash at bank, then cash in hand. So they say that before you start, I record that one first. So go to the cash, to draw your cash book, 3 column cash book. And how we know that you are doing 3 column or cash? This one, the question mentioned 3 column cash book direct. So sometimes, so you know that we are doing 3 column. When you open everything, date, particular ledger follow, cash bank discount, the same thing repeat. Then April 1st, balance brought forward or balance BD. Cash 5,000, bank 10,000. That's the first thing. They are balance BD. Say that the balances brought forward, balance BF. That means last year, 31st, closing balance. So when you are starting, this is the first. So now you copy and paste them there before you start the transaction. That's the first one. Now let's go to the second transaction. So paid Adam by check, deducting a discount of what? 5%. So whenever you are doing cash, you see discount, that means it is not 2 columns, but 3 columns. So you see that here you are going to pay Adam by check 3,000. So are you not be this deducting discount of 5%? Now can you paid Adam by check? Okay, we are just going to the cash column, the bank column, record bank 3,000. But here you cannot record 3,000 because they pay 3,000, but before paying, you have to deduct 5%. So you have to work 5% of 3,000 and show that one as discount. But is it discount allow or discount receive? Yes. Well, this one will it be discount allow?
Discount received
Why?
because you paid some. You were going to pay. You are going to
Exactly.
pay.
Good. So it's discount receive. So you work 5% or so. You just come here and say, okay, on the date, that is a 6, if we are going to pay Adams. So Adams, so particularly payment to Adam. The payment is going to the bank side, all right, but the 3,000, you don't record the 3,000 here. You record the 3,000 less the discount. So 5% of 3,000 is 150. So that was discount that you are receiving. Then you subtract the 150 from the 3,000. The net is what you record here. So always when you add the discount plus the actual amount you are paying, it should be equal to the total amount 3,000 that you are supposed to pay. So that is it. So here we are recorded it. Adams, we have paid Adams by check 3,000. That's the recorded, deducting 5%. So it is the same as what we are doing, only that so receive commission of 1,000 by check. So this one, it is commission. So you are receiving by check. So you come to the date commission, then you are receiving by check under check. So debit bank. Then you go to the next transaction, paid rate by cash 700. So we are paying rate. We go to cash, credit side rate. So put down the date rate 700 under cash. We are paying by cash. Then the next one, purchases by check 3,000. So here we are buying goods. So you go to cash, check is going out. So credit side or check, then you write purchase. So you go here, you see that purchases, then you write 3,000 by check. The next transaction, we are receiving cash 4,000 from Sewa less a discount of 10%. So here we are receiving cash from Sewa. We are so this one first you work 10% of 4,000, which is 400. Then you subtract 400 from this one. So 3,600 is the actual cash that we receive, and we will give Sewa 10% of 400. So you come here and record to show that, so that here Sewa 3,600, then there was a discount of 400. That's all. So it's very simple thing that we need to do when it comes to cash book recording. So I have 2 column cash book expression, but 3 column you adjusting. So the next one is for transfer 1,000 Ghana cedis cash into the business bank account. So it's like deposit cash into bank. I told you this. What kind of transaction is this one?
Contra entry.
Contra.
Yes. What basis contra entry?
Because
It's
it's
contra.
2 transactions happening at the same time.
Good. And affecting both cash and bank. So here contra entry, we are transferring cash into bank. What the 25th? So let's see. 25th. You come here 23. There will be 125 at the debit side, 125 at the credit side. So let's say 25th. One is here. So cash. A bank received from cash. So now we are transferring cash to bank. So you see how you come here on the debit side, bank is receiving 1,000 from cash. When it goes another 25th, the same to bank, cash is given. So we credit cash also 1,000. So so the same transaction recorded twice. That's what we call contra entry. So you do that and you see that. Then bought equipment by check 5,000. So you go to credit side, equipment. Equipment is here, 5,000. But you just do that one. Then there's something here. Owner reduce 5,000 for his personal. This is not
500.
drawings. 500, yeah, 500. This is drawing. Whenever owner take cash for personal use, not for business, is drawings. So here, cash is reducing. You reduce cash. So now use can so you go to the credit side, say drawings, and the cash 500. If you check on the bank, you do that. When you finish, you take your time and you balance the account. That's all. You balance it. So balance the accounts like we did for this one. Total the both sides and see the balance CDs and the credit side. You put them there. Balance BD it comes here and but the you don't balance the rate, no, the discount. You only total them because discount received is different from discount allowed. Discount received is an income. Discount allowed is an expense to the business. So when you feel all you need to do and that discount for total is 150 plus whatever your total discount is 150, you close it. Then when you come to the discount received, total is what? 400. There's no balance. We don't put it like balance BD and CD. You don't extract balance BD and CD for the discount. No. When you frame the discount, total discount, you put the amount there. We got 3,000 or 500. Here we got this. That's all. So this is how we make recording in the triple column cash book also. It's also clear. So today we have looked at 2 recording, 2 cash book, 2 column cash book, then triple column cash book, and they have all gone well with you. That's all. Let me add last thing. Another recording so that I'll give you something to go and try on it. I hope we are following. We are doing a lot. So you are doing so many things at the same time, but you're also following. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Let's continue.
Yes, doc.
So now you can do recordings in both cash book. So now cash book too is something that go and practice. There are questions you can practice. There are questions there for you to practice. So take your time and go. Now let me introduce what you call petty cash. Petty cash is also different, but I'm just going to introduce you to this one because I know the exams you will not do petty cash. Yes, but you need to understand how transactions are recorded in petty cash. But I can change my mind and bring question on petty cash book also.
Hey.
Yes. But petty cash, I don't know, style be.
Don't change it, though.
No.
Don't change it.
And I imagine you ask the sunset. I said, yeah, my I have confusion beer. My name I don't see any confusion. So I foresee that you are scoring 2020 for that question. And the card book, it's my main family confusion. Let's look at petty cash. This is where the impress system and other thing comes. So this is where the main deal is. Petty cash. When I talk about petty, that's all small thing. Yeah, man. So in business, we have what you call the petty cashier and we have the main cashier. So sometimes the main cashier may give the petty cashier some amount for impress for small item. For example, when you take a very big company and yet Bibiana, if you want to go and buy pencil, the accountant give me 210 cedis to go and buy pencil. If you are sending someone to go and buy something in town, not fair, 500 or maybe 5 cedis, accountants will be overburdened. But there are more pressing issues and things that accountant will be dealing with. So in any normal business, we set up in the accounts of what we call accounts clerk, or which we call petty cashier. Who keep what we call petty cashier. What happened is that the main accountant is there dealing with the purchase of assets and the big figures. But the small items that are recurring that we always buy, you are paying TNT, postage, fuel, pens, station, never getting. We look at for the whole month, how much do we spend on some of these things? Let's say $1,000 a call impress or fruit. So at the beginning of every month, the main accountant gives an amount called the impress amount or fruit to what we call the petty cashier to use it to take care of the petty transactions in the department. So if somebody is going to buy something, or maybe you are going to town and it is the department that give you money, maybe in and out a few cities, you don't go to the main accountant for him to sign check or something 15 cities. No, you go to the petty cashier 15 cities. Or we are going to buy office pins, stapler pins, how much 30 cities. Then you don't go to the main accountant, you go to the petty. So there's petty cashier or impress system where petty items are required. So at the end of the month, the petty cashier will now go to the main cashier and give an account. Oh, January 1st, you gave me 700 or 1,000 Ghana cedis for the petty cashier. Today is 31st January. Every month, today is 31st January. This is how much I have spent. This is how much is left. So the petty cashier at the beginning of every month, he or she will be reimbursed. Reimbursed means that the petty cashier is going to be given an amount which is equal to how much he has spent. Because you are not supposed to get any change in hand. So if the beginning of the month we gave you 1,000, and at the end of the month you have spent 800. If you have 200, you are going to reimburse 800. Because the interest is the constant amount that is given to the petty cashier to keep. So if the company says the interest is 1,000, it means that every month the petty cashier is supposed to have at the beginning of every month 1,000 have to be given to the petty cashier, not less, not more. So if you balance the petty cash and you get 700, maybe you have used 700 and I cut 300, the main cashier will reimburse you with 700 because you know that you have 300 with you already. So we reimburse you 700 and then you get 1,000 at 1st February. So you'll be able to spend small. Maybe this February you didn't spend money, you have After the end of February, you have spent 400 after the tax, so you have 600. And the petty cashier is going to be reimbursed with what? 400. So that you add it to your 600 to get tax. So at the beginning of every month, the petty cashier should be that is what we call the interest system. That is petty cash. So that is how we make recording. So it is similar to the recording in the card, but here we have a called interest amount or the fruit, which you have to always remember. Sometimes the question will not tell you that do the reinvest, but sometimes it is not automatic that the amount given to the petty cashier can go to the end of the month. There are sometimes the petty cashier will be giving 1,000 Ghana cedis as fruit or at the interest at the beginning of the month, January. But depending on the frequency and the item that people are doing or taking money, maybe 2 weeks into the month, the 1,000 will finish and the month has not ended. The petty cashier will have to go to the mail for reimbursement. So that's when you are solving the question, always watch. The question will give you a minimum amount that you shouldn't go beyond. So when you are spending, you have to be adding how much is money. If you don't take care and you spend over the minimum balance, it is wrong. So these are some of the things that we have to. So now let's look at the format for the petty cash. I hope you are following.
Yes, sir.
So the format for the
Yes, we are following.
format for the petty cash is quite different from the cash book. The cash book are both credit, but for the petty cash, this is the format. You have your date, you have your details or particulars, then you have ledger folio, then you have the amount, or sometimes you have totals. So the amount. Then we have another date. Then you have details. Then you have voucher number, and you have, or maybe then we have what? Totals. Then now you have the individual. After this total, then you can have the individual expenses. The expenses TNT, the recurring one, postage, and the rest. You can open based on the question. So this means that this is the debit side. This from here. Date, particulars, ledger folio, and amount. This is the debit side. So whatever the petty cashier has reimbursed, the amount the petty cashier received is debited here. So you put down the date, the particular how much interest that you are receiving. Let's say 1,000. It's recorded here. 1,000. That's the interest. Then the expenses will start here. So that's how you record it. So let's take one question to illustrate. So this is how you will see it. They enter the following transaction in the petty cash book. My friend, when you see petty cash book, it's different from cash book. If you say record it in cash book, the recording is different. But this one petty cash book of Apple Limited. So look at how the transaction is. January 1st, June 1st, the petty cashier was given a float of 2,500. That is what we call the interest. So this is what you have to debit in the accounts he received. So you debit the cash side, and so the first thing is that this is how to record. So June 1st, so 2,500. That's the amount you are receiving, and you see this has become simple because we have just taken away the ledger folio. So it is the details and the date and the amount. The debit side left only 3 items. But the ledger folio. So when you come here, the date can come first. And normally the date. So you can have brought the date here, then the details or the amount, detail, cash. So this is the cash that the petty cashier is receiving from the main cashier. How much? 2,500. So this is the 2,500. That is the only item we are going to record at the debit side. So June 1st, you receive what? 2,500. That's the interest. Sometimes you can write at the detail, you can write even here interest or fruit. So that is the first thing. That's the amount here. Now out of this 2,500, he's going to use it to make some expenses. So that's what. So payment made out of the petty cash during the June to our schools. So you see, postage 200. So look at something. So here, when you receive the money, any item that you do the heading. So that's the cash that you have received 2,500. But on the second, postage. So details, postage. When you write postage here, then the total amount is what? 200. And the total column, the total amount 200. Then you go and record under postage. So here you open individual expense heading accounts. So you have postage, we have fuel, we have TNT, cleaning, motor expense, photocopy document, photocopy, telephone bill. So you can open the account plainly, depending on the nature of the question. So when the item is reoccurring, then record under that particular thing. That's all. But it can be that in a month you can pay postage for about 4 times. You can pay TNT for 3 times. So it's not. So you open that individual account. Then as of when you are spending, then you what? You be recording it. So the first one is what? Postage. So you see that second. So you come here and the details. You put down the date. Second. So this is the second here. Second. You are paying for postage. Maybe voucher number 1. Then the amount is 200. Total is 200. Now this total column is very important because there are some questions they will tell you that don't spend more than a certain minimum amount. So the total here will help you to know, okay, I've spent 200. This is the total. Then as you go, the next one, 300. So you can now total the total expenses and be comparing with your interest. But you cannot spend more than what you have. Sometimes when you get to this point and the total you are getting 2,500, but there are some of the items that have not been. You have to remember that once the interest finishes, you need to reinvest. You have to write another 2,500 and start the recording. So to record in petty cash book, all you need to do is that the individual items. So the first postage 200, then you post it under postage column. So 200. Then the next one is what? Fuel. You pay for fuel 300. So before you post it under individual heading, let it come to the total first. So you see, third, fuel. We are paying 300. So it's under the total column, 300. Once you put it under total column, then you go to fuel column, then you call it 300. Look at how, so if you have a cash book, big cash book, this is what we use, accountant use it for. Then the next one, you see, they are paying for what? Document. No, the next one is what? TNT, travel expenses to your small baby, a drum, TNT 900. So you come here and write and the 6 under day 6 TNT that we give to you. Now put it under the total first 900. So see if at a graph you can know that the total amount we have spent is what 900 plus this one is 1,400. We have spent 400 because this out of 2,500 we have spent for 1,400. So 900 is here. Then you go to under TNT, you trade it TNT 900. You record it here. See, this is how you make petty cash recording. Small item. Then the next transaction is what? Cleaning. So you come here, you write cleaning 4. You put it on a total, then you go and create cleaning heading. Cleaning 400. The next transaction, document photocopy. So here, the next transaction is what? Document. Yeah, document. No, motor repairs first. So motor repair 500. So you come here, motor repairs. Then 500. Then you record it under motor repairs 500. See, so you'll be doing that and going. Then the next one, fuel. But I see that when you continue like this, if you are total, you see that up to this point, when you total, look at the total. When you record the repairs, where is it? As well as we call motor repair on the 10th transaction, motor repair 500. Look at it. If you are doing 10, for you call motor repair 500, put on the motor. Check the total first. So you have spent the total everything, the total is about 2,300. If you add this price, by recording this 10th transaction, you are spending 2,500. And look at the next transaction. The next transaction is what? Photocopy, which is 2,500. 250. So you cannot record a 250. So you have to balance the accounts and reimburse. That's what it means. Always remember, because when you have 2,500 being given, and you have recorded a 10 transaction, repairs 500. When you look at this, you see that here we have 500 here. And in total, you have spent 2,000. Look at the total, 2,300. So you balance it. So the balance CD after recording a 10 transaction is 200. I got 200 per one sem. But you cannot pay for the next expense. Per the question, the next expense is 250. But you have 200. So you cannot. So in the question, nobody will tell you, but you still have to know that when you are making petty card recording, you have to balance it. So balance CD 200. Then it will come here as well. Balance BD 200 because 200 and some. Then you go to the accountant, they will give you 2,300. I told you that always you will be given how much you have spent. Because the interest is 2,500. You have to always start with 2,000. So you see that now you have to reimburse, balance, and get the 200 in your hands, which cannot pay for the next transaction. So you have to reimburse. Yes, 2,300.
Please,
Yes.
with this one, the dates of the balance BD and the balance BD. Will you continue with the dates?
No,
Or
the
you
date
go
of
to
the
the end of
balance
the month?
No, it's not going to the end of the month. The next day. So you see, the last transaction is what? 10th. So on the 10th, that is when you have to do the balance CD. You see, when you record it, you see that this one, the total is 2,300. But you cannot record the next. You don't use that. You have not finished. Look at the dates. You say you are recording up to the 30th June. But when you record up to the 10th, the money has finished. So you have to extract balance CD. So here, the date you cannot make it 31st. No. So you have to make it on the 10th. Balance CD. See, the same day, 10th. Let's carry it down. So you total everything is 2,300. Here is 2,500. So the difference is what? My account itself saying 200. When you add 200 to this, it will be 2,500 against 2,500. So the balance CD is 200, which will come here as balance B. Then you'll be reimbursed 2,300. That will make you. So that after this, then you can now continue with the 12th transaction. So now that you will be reimbursed on the 12th document photocopy. So you come here, you continue on the same book. You balance the photocopy. You write it now 250. Then you take it to photocopy column. You see that it's here. Document photocopy. Then the next transaction is what? After document photo, you have fuel. You have fuel heading already. So you go and record on the fuel. Postage already is there. Cleaning, TNT, motor. So you see that the transaction are reoccurring. So you record that to the end and you balance and you so that is how you be recording in the petty card. Because you see that this one to record up to the 25th, then the money finish. Then you have to balance again to balance 25th. You extract the balance CD, then you reimburse 250. Like 450 on the same. So the difference between that you add it. Then before you can record the next one. So before you end the question, you have balance 3 times. That is what we call this making recordings in the petty card. It is simple than even the card. All you need to do is copy and paste. But here the only thing that the individual expense items headings will be created. So as you go, you'll be putting the figures under them. So fuel TNT can come 3 or 5. So you put down the date TNT. So when you finish, you can get total TNT, total postage, total cleaning experiment. But the only thing that always remember the interest system. Interest or fruit is the initial amount you start with, and you shouldn't go beyond the amount that have been given to you. So when you record transaction up to your point, that you think that when the next transaction, the money in your hands will not be enough for you, then you have to automatically balance it, extract the balance CD, and reimburse yourself with the difference of how much you have spent will be added to what you have. Then you start again making the next recording. So that is how we make recordings in the petty cash. So I'm going to give you assignments on petty cash. Go and do for me. Then when we meet again, now I'm okay. Now with this little I've played, I'm okay. Now I've done with the double column card, with triple column card, with petty cash. The next meeting, I will introduce to the trading profit and loss accounts. Then balance sheet, how to prepare your financial position. When you finish with that, then you will see if you have time. You look for another recordings today. So you have the material with you. So everybody go and do this. This one I'll collect. I'll collect and mark. All the one you have been doing, I just look at it. But this one, you know that you have to do an assignment for you. So this is your first assignment that I'm going to collect to mark. Yes. Yes. Ask your question.
So with the petty cash, please can you go over it again?
With the what?
The petty cash, can you go over it again fast, please?
Hey, where should I even start from? The whole show.
Yes, please.
Petty cash. Okay. So you are going to do this. I'll go over, but this is your assignment for this one. We had the material, so go and do the try question. And our petty cash. See that there's a try question there. This one there's no solution. So try questions. I want the question 5. So you're going to everybody go and try question 5 for me. The following is a summary of the petty cash transaction of Samoa 4. This was for May 2018. So the transactions are there. Even the question has told you that you are required to prepare a petty cash book with analysis for expenditure on cleaning. So sometimes some will give you the headings to create. So create cleaning as a column, motor expense column, postage column, stationery column, and T&T traveling, stationery and what? Traveling for the month of May. So these are the headings that the question wants you to rate the headings. So after that, you made the recordings in it. Now, the person said I should go over the petty cash. The recordings in the petty cash. I say the petty cash, it looks similar to the main the cash book, but the only difference is that for the petty cash, you create the individual expense items. So, for example, this one, they will give what we call a fruit. That's the interest. So the format is such that you create the expense headings and their totals. So when the item is under postage, you put it under postage. So we see that we have the date, the amount column, and we have the here we don't have something like not like the debit side of because petty cash. If only expenses, there is no income in this account. The only income receipt that you make in petty cash is the amount that you are receiving from the petty cashier, the fruit, the amount that you receive from cash that you receive from the main cashier. Apart from that, you don't receive anything again in this particular. It's not like a card book that have debit side and credit side that can receive some items at the credit debit and no. This one you only receive is the fruit or the interest. Everything is expense, so you are just putting the expenses under the individual expense item. So you create the column to record it. So maybe date 1st January, the accountant gave you cash of 2,500. So you have to indicate that you receive cash of 2,500 from the accountant. Then on the second, you didn't receive for the second, you start spending the money. And this, how do you spend this 2,500? What are the evidence? Oh, accountant, come on, my accounts, ma'am. Beginning of the month, maybe 2,500 for petty items. Scan a bill, one binio. Also, I got 200 too. 2,500, 200. Then you have to explain. Oh, okay, you gave me 2,500. But on the second, you got to stamp, postage, and then you have batcher number 1. You to 200. So, 200, then you go and put on the postage. So, this is postage. Oh, this date, tells you fuel, fuel will be generated. How much? 300. So, total 300. Then, and the fuel. So, you'll be doing this for all the expense. On the 6th, I pay TNT this one. So, on the so all the expense you add the expense, then you put it under each heading, and if you going like that, that is petty. It's only expenses that you are paying, petty expense. So the focus is always on the expenditure side. So you are, but the only trick is that when they give you the interest that they always start the month with, and you record the transaction to some point, and you see that for this particular transaction, they say we should record from June 2nd up to 30th June. But if you are giving 1st, you are giving 2,005, and by 10th, you have spent this figure 200, you have paid 300, 900, 400, 500. If you total this figure, oh no. If you total the ones here, I can't highlight. If you total from the 2nd up to 10th, the items involved, you see that it is 2,300. But you have been given 2,500, and the recordings you are supposed to make is plenty. So you cannot record the next transaction is 250 because at this point, on the 10th, you have spent 2,300 after the 2,500 have been given to you. So you as a cashier, basically you have only 200 in your hands. But the question is the next transaction is 250. So how can you use 200 to pay for expenses 250? It's not possible. So when you get to situation like that, in the question, in accounting, you have to pause and balance the account. So on the 10th, you can't continue unless you get additional money. So on the 10th, you balance CD. You know how to do balance CD is what? 200. Scar account is closing balance 200. So the 200 is when you add it to what you have spent, you are getting 2,500. Then you have balance it. Or this side, debit side is 2,500. Credit side to total you have used 2,500. So that is it. Now you have balance BD, that is 200 in your hands. And the rule is that you will not give more than what you have spent. So automatically you have to say that on the 11th, the cash that the petty cashier or main cashier will give it to you is 2,000. You can anticipate that. Anyway, to me, I anticipate it. You can just predict God it's going to be exactly like that. You need not to be told in the question because when you are paying petty cash, the rule is that always you will be reimbursed how much you have spent. Until every 10, one spend I can 1 CD and I can 2 CDs. Still balance. Balance CD is 2 CDs. The balance BD is 2 CDs. So the reimbursement is that you are going to add 2,000, maybe 480 CDs. Or maybe 82, 82. So when you add it to 2 CDs, you get 2,500. Then you start, once you reimburse, then you can now record the next transaction. It's 250, then you go and put it under its heading. Then the next one, 450 TNT, the next one. So as you are going, then you'll be total what you are spending. When you get to your point, and you see that, hey, up to this point, we have spent 2,080. But the money we have in our hands is 2,500. 2,500. Who subtract? We got 420. By the next transaction, it's more than 420. You cannot record the next transaction is 450. So you have to balance. So automatically, you need to balance it here, extract the balance BD, and get the 450 here, the 420 here, and come here and say that 420 is in your hands on 26. So accountant will give you how much you have spent up to this. You have spent 2,080. You see, the 2,080 will be added to the 420, and you come back to 2,500. So from here, you can now start recording the next transaction 470, 210, that order. So you finish everything. That is how the petty cash book is prepared. Are you there?
Yes.
Are my people there? So
Yes, so we are there.
good. So I want you to go and try your hands on this one. Now, this one, do it. Now, when you do it, this time don't send it to me. If you send the work to me, individual, everybody is coming, become 2 pence. So this is where the cost rates are important. Now I'm giving you time. Today is tomorrow is Tuesday. So by Friday, everybody should have finished. When you finish, do it, submit it to the course rep, your work. Submit it to your course rep. Maybe make a PDF. Submit all work to be submitted with your index number, registration number on it, and your name. Submit your work to the course rep. Then course rep, by Friday, when you get everything, course rep contact me. I will let you send it to me as a zip folder. As one, I'll show you how to do the one document. So it will come in my email one folder will come. When I open it, I'll get all the. So here, I don't know, either all management, all of you, management and accounting, you can all send it to maybe the accounting course rep or one course rep. All of you send it to, so that when you get it to be one, then I'll direct him as to how to make the zip folder. Then I'll give you my email. Then you send it to my email so that I can download it there. That is the assignment. So petty cash, all of you go and try your hand on the
Hello, Doc.
illustration 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Try question 5.
Hello.
I'm
Yeah,
listening.
please. You said we should use. So we should use. Let's say Excel to do it, or we can just do it on paper. Take a picture of it.
Ideally, if you can use Excel or maybe on a computer, that would be best. But sometimes some people may not have computer, they cannot even type and the rest. So I don't want to use computer. That's why I accept both. So if you think you can write, can do it on a sheet of paper neat, and you screenshot or get the image, the most important thing, I want to see the solution. So whether you type it or write it, I will accept any of them.
Thank
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that is for this one. Take your time, you can do it. Just through the example that we have done and go and try this one. Yes. Okay. I think we can end here for today. I can continue, but I don't want to jam your head. I know. But right now, if I begin to bring different concepts like trading profit, it will go and even erase the thing we have done today for some people head. So I want this one to stick small before I add on. Maybe I know the people I'm dealing with. I know for so and then me say I ain't counting mommy. Now yes. Okay. So I think
Doc,
yes.
the last one also will be say mafia me pa one training different info.
Hey, me can not be saying me.
Mafia me papa.
Why?
The last day lecture no.
Obi say on mafia.
Now also be so mafia ne.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But mafia beer, yeah, mafia. Right.
And then that's it.
And you try some more and look at Mukoshe, Wimukakrana, Monyamra. Then God willing, we will continue, we will meet again.
So with our next lecture, no, yeah, specific so that we will know. As
that we
sometimes
choose,
I'm not.
Yes,
I need Tuesday.
No, Monday.
Yes, I need Tuesday. Monday. Because Monday, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the meetings now are Mondays. That one is better.
Okay.
So unless otherwise, Monday evening is best for me. Because it's that why we get enough time to talk and that thing. And Friday morning, sometimes I get engaged. So,
but what's that time? The other one is 6:30, but why in the 6?
So which one is more favorable?
Let's maintain the 6.
The 6 is okay, right?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So I think 6 is okay. All right.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Monday, which today? Monday 6 p.m. So now everybody should make it. So Saturday morning we are not meeting. We'll meet on Monday 6 p.m. This coming Saturday we are not meeting. We'll meet on Monday 6 p.m. Thank you very much for your time and everything. We will meet a week today. Thank you, and I wish you all the best. But one try your hand on it. Mun could give food and musuna and cobro my twin was a pie net. I said to them, could ding was nothing. Mamma brain.
So
The objective multiple choice. But I don't know what me and to say somebody bought a goose or the accounts to be debited. So the ocean debit is credit. Calculation in one banny now double entry. No, this other one. By petty cash, we need to be about debit. Double entry treat. How will you treat a transaction? Maybe a cash sale of this or that one. You tell me that maybe the options are debit, this credit, this debit. Basa. That's why you bet one name. You get a point.
but theory.
Oh, no, there's no theory. It's 20 multiple choice. Okay. 20 multiple choice. Answers will mean and two per man how answers A, B, four options. Why not say so? When I won't read the question as who answer maybe there was simple trick. What there? Take a sheet of paper 4. It's the answers A, B, C, D. To make sure A, B, C, D. No. What missing in no what true
So
what tobacco so much tobacco so I near cost move back over what you know pina a see and PC answer it work if you like try it throughout and see what like when you throw, catch one, open it. Any number, if it's A, choose A. Then the next one, throw, catch. If it's C, and let's see. Who be and then we try. We have come to training now.
you should be a human can see that who say.
So that is it. So please go and try your hand on this one. See you a week.
Bye.
Today. Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.